Welcome. You're listening to the Real Japan Podcast.
Hello, everyone.
Today we're doing one of our deep dives. We're focusing on a really exciting spot in Japan, Universal Studios Japan, USJ over in Osaka.
That's right. It's a huge draw.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And our goal today is basically to cut through all the noise online, give you the essential info, some strategy, maybe a few surprising tidbits to make your visit amazing. Not just good, but really unforgettable. So whether you love thrill rides or you're a big movie fan or maybe planning a family trip, we're going to try and unpack everything you really need to know.
Exactly. Universal Studios Japan, it's consistently up there, like top 3 most attended theme parks in the world. It's one of those places where, honestly, a bit of planning beforehand, it makes a huge difference.
It really does. Turns a potentially frustrating day into something seamless. And look, to help you with that planning, we've pulled together all the key info and tips. For the complete guide, and this includes direct links to book basically everything we'll talk about today, make sure you visit the link in the description for this deep dive.
Definitely check that out.
Your big USJ adventure, well, it starts right here.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so let's unpack this first. USJ. Why is it such a magnet? What makes it stand out from, other theme parks and draw these massive crowds, locals and tourists alike?
Well, USJ, it's in Osaka, right? Which is already a super vibrant city, known for great food, lots of energy. The park itself opened way back in 2001.
Oh, wow. That long ago.
Yeah, and it's big, more than double the size of Universal Studios Singapore, just to give you an idea. It's a real powerhouse. Think about this. Nearly 15 million visitors back in 2017.
15 million.
Yep. And even after everything, it bounced back really strongly, hit like 85% of those pre-pandemic numbers in 2022. But the really fascinating thing, I think, is how it just keeps evolving aggressively.
Yeah, it's not static at all. I can actually vouch for that. I went for the first time, gosh, it must have been 2002.
Oh, really? Early days.
Yeah, really early. I remember rides like E.T. Adventure and Back to the Future. The ride, they felt amazing then, but honestly, visit now, it's like a completely different park.
Totally. The investment has been massive. So what are some of those big changes you noticed, or the ones that really stand out now?
Well, E.T. was replaced, right, by Space Fantasy, the ride. I think that was 2010.
Yep, that's the one.
And Back to the Future, that iconic ride, made way for Despicable Minion Mayhem in 2017.
Which is wildly popular.
Oh, completely. But the real game changers, the things that put it on another level globally, those started around 2014, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. That was the year the Wizarding World of Harry Potter opened. Huge deal.
Massive.
Then you got Minion Park in 2017, which is just pure chaos and fun. And then the biggest headline grabber recently, the world's very first Super Nintendo World. That opened in early 2021.
After a bit of a delay, yeah.
Right. Each one of those just raised the bar for immersion, for technology, everything.
Okay, so that leads us perfectly to a really critical point.
Yeah.
With that much popularity and these amazing new areas constantly being added, why is pre-planning your USJ trip just, well, non-negotiable?
Yeah.
Can you really not just rock up and hope for the best with tickets or express passes?
No. Not really. Not if you want to avoid some serious frustration and actually, experience the things you came for.
Right.
Without a game plan, you honestly risk spending way more time queuing than writing. You could easily miss out on the biggest attractions. It really is about making sure you have an unforgettable visit, not just an okay one where you felt rushed or missed things.
Think of it like prepping for a marathon, not just a Sunday stroll.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The crowds are intense, especially peak season, and the demand for those key rides and passes is just incredibly high. You have to be prepared.
Okay, so you've convinced us. Pre-planning is key. The next big step then is tackling the tickets. You've got your basic studio pass that gets you in the door.
Your entry ticket.
And then you've got these express passes, the ones designed to cut down wait times. Now, technically, you don't need both. But that express pass often feels like money extremely well spent.
Yeah.
Why is that? What's the real value beyond just saving, like, 20 minutes here or there?
Yeah, it's more than just saving a bit of time. I mean, imagine waiting 2 hours, maybe even longer, for just one ride.
Ugh, yeah. Done that.
Right. It's not just lost time. It's draining. It's energy. It's patience. And it means you're not seeing other parts of the park. The express pass, it sort of frees up your headspace.
Frees up your headspace. I like that.
Yeah. Knowing you've got guaranteed shorter waits for your must-do rides lets you actually relax a bit. You can soak in the atmosphere, explore the little details, maybe even have a proper sit-down lunch without constantly checking queue times. It turns a potentially stressful dash into a much more enjoyable adventure.
That makes total sense. So for anyone listening now thinking, okay, sign me up for the Express Pass, what's the best way to actually get hold of them? And are there any timing tricks? Like when do they go on sale?
Good questions. Best bet is usually buying them well in advance. Use official partner sites like Klook or Get Your Guide are popular and reliable.
And that lets you skip the ticket booth queue at the park too, right? Direct entry.
Often, yes, which is another time saver. Now, the critical thing to remember is timing. Tickets, both studio passes and express passes, generally only go on sale about 2 months before your visit date.
Only 2 months. Okay, that's key.
And the prices aren't fixed. They use dynamic pricing, so costs vary depending on the day, the season, expected crowds. Weekends, holidays, peak times, expect to pay more, and they sell out fast.
Right. So showing up on the day, hoping to buy an express pass, especially for a popular ride, probably not going to happen.
Highly unlikely. A recipe for disappointment, like you said.
Okay. Now, you've made a strong case for the express pass often being worth it. But are there situations where maybe someone wouldn't need one? Say if you're on a tighter budget or have different priorities?
Yeah, definitely. Look, if you're only really set on maybe 2 or 3 specific rides, or if you're getting a 1.5-day or a 2-day studio pass, you might have enough time to just be strategic with the normal queues, hit things early, use single rider lines maybe.
Okay.
But if you've only got one day and you really want to hit the highlights, maximize your ride count, see the big stuff, the Express Pass is pretty much your guarantee. It ensures you try the attractions you targeted, you skip those soul-crushing long lines, and you still have breathing room for food, shows, just wandering.
And there are different types of express pass too, aren't there? Like a 4-ride or a 7-ride version.
Exactly. There's the Express Pass 4 and the Express Pass 7. They bundle different combinations of rides. And some of them, crucially, include preset timed entry slots for those super popular areas like Wizarding World or Super Nintendo World.
Ah, so it guarantees your entry into those zones too. Because they can sometimes hit capacity, right?
Precisely. That timed entry aspect is a huge bonus, takes away another potential stress point.
Gotcha. And what about the real diehard fans? People who live nearby or visit Japan often. Are annual passes a thing at USJ?
They are. There are a couple of newer options. The Universal Prime Annual Pass Grand Royal and the Universal Prime Annual Pass Standard. Bit of mouthful.
Ah, yeah.
They're mainly sold through the official Japanese USJ website, or you can sometimes find them at Lawson convenience stores in Japan, or just buy them at the park's ticket booths. Great value if you plan on going multiple times a year.
Right. Makes sense for frequent visitors. Okay, so you've got your tickets sorted, the excitement builds, you walk through the gates, what awaits, the park's divided into, 10 themed areas? Can you give us some highlights, the must-sees?
Oh, absolutely. Where to even start? The Wizarding World of Harry Potter is just genuinely incredible, even if you're not a massive Potter fan.
Really? Even for non-fans?
Honestly, yes. The level of detail is stunning. The moment you walk through the entrance archway, you are in Hogsmeade. You see Hogwarts Castle looming up ahead, snowy rooftops. It's magic.
Wow, and the rides there.
2 main ones. Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey inside the castle is this super intense high-tech simulator ride. Amazing. Then there's Flight of the Hippogriff, which is a more gentle, family-friendly outdoor coaster with great views of the area.
Sounds like you could spend a good chunk of time just there.
Easily. Half a day, no problem. Trying butterbeer, browsing the shops like Ollivanders or Honeydukes.
Yeah.
It's very immersive.
Okay, Potter World is a definite highlight. What else? I feel like we have to mention the Minions.
Oh, you absolutely do. Minion Park is pure, chaotic fun. It's bright yellow, packed with photo ops, Minion statues everywhere, and yes, Minion-themed snacks galore.
And the main ride there.
Despicable Minion Mayhem. It's a fantastic simulator ride. You basically go into Gru's house, get turned into a Minion, and go on this wild, funny adventure. It's great fun.
Sounds hilarious. And then the newest big hitter, Super Nintendo World.
Yes. The world's first, remember? Opened February 2021. It's just groundbreaking, multi-level, incredibly interactive, like stepping inside a video game.
Is it mostly the Mario Kart ride people talk about?
That's the big headliner, Mario Kart. Koopa's Challenge. Uses augmented reality, really clever stuff. But honestly, the whole land is the attraction. The interactivity with the power-up bands, punching blocks, collecting virtual coins, that's what often surprises people the most. It's very physical, very engaging.
So it's not just passive rides, it's actively playing within the environment.
Exactly. It's something pretty unique in theme parks right now.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
But, as we said, the park evolves. Things change. Are there any important closures or changes people planning a trip right now need to be aware of? Any rides down for refurb?
Yes, this is super important for planning, could definitely affect your day. Yeah, a couple of permanent closures to note in the New York area. The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man ride, sadly, closed for good in January 2024.
Oh, that was a good one.
It was. And Terminator 2 3D, that show closed permanently back in May 2023. So just be aware those aren't options anymore. Always a good idea to double check the park's official website for the absolute latest operational calendar just before you go.
Absolutely essential advice. Okay, so we know the areas, we know about the Express Pass, but beyond that, are there other clever ways to tackle those queues? Maybe for people not getting an Express Pass or even to supplement it, any queue-busting hacks?
Haha, yeah, there are a few tricks up USJ's sleeve. They actually have several systems. In Universal Wonderland, which is the area aimed at younger kids, they have something called Reserve and Ride.
Okay, what's that?
It's basically a free virtual queue system for certain rides there. You go to a kiosk or use the app, book a return time slot, and then you can go do something else instead of standing in line. Come back at your designated time.
Nice. That's great for families.
Definitely. And for those really popular areas we mentioned, Wizarding World and Super Nintendo World, you often need a timed entry ticket just to get in the area, especially on busy days.
Right, the capacity thing again. How do you get those?
You can usually try to get one for free on the day itself, either through the official USJ app once you're inside the park, or there are physical ticketing booths located within the park, often near the entrance to those zones. First come, first served, though.
Okay, so need to be quick on the app or find those booths early if you don't have timed entry via an Express Pass.
Exactly. Then there's the single rider line, if you're visiting alone, or if your group doesn't mind being split up on a ride.
Oh yeah, I've used those elsewhere. They can be way faster.
They really can. You basically fill in the empty single seats on ride vehicles. Wait times can be drastically shorter than the main queue. Not available on all rides, but definitely worth looking out for.
Good tip. Anything else?
One more, mainly for families with little kids who might be too small or scared for certain rides. Child switch.
How does that work?
It's brilliant. Say two parents are with a small child. Parent A waits in the normal queue and rides. Parent B waits with the child in a designated area near the ride loading zone. When Parent A gets off, they swap, and Parent B gets to ride almost immediately without having to queue all over again.
Oh, that's fantastic. Saves queuing twice.
Exactly. Major time and sanity saver for parents wanting to ride the bigger attractions.
Okay, so we've covered tickets, park exploration, queue strategies. Let's talk logistics. Getting to the park, and maybe where to stay.
Yeah.
What's the best approach?
Getting there is actually pretty easy. The train is almost always the best bet. Japan's trains are amazing, right?
Clean, efficient, always on time.
Totally. You want to aim for Universal City Station on the JR Umasaki line, also called the Sakurajima line. From a major hub like Osaka Station or Numba Station, it's usually around maybe 25 minutes, give or take. And the station is literally steps from the park entrance. Super convenient.
Okay, train sounds like the way to go. Any other options?
You can get buses directly from Kansai International Airport, KIX, or Itami Airport, ITM, the two main Osaka airports. They're comfortable, but they only run about once an hour, so you need to time it right.
Right, less frequent than the train.
Yeah. And hey, for a fun way to end the day, there's actually a ferry service, the Captain Line, that runs between USJ and the Osaka Aquarium Kaiyuken area across the bay. Nice views, different perspective.
Oh, cool. Now, accommodation. Stay right by the park or further out in Osaka City?
Good question. Depends on your priorities. There are 7 official USJ partner hotels located literally right outside the park gates. We're talking a few minutes walk.
Names like the Singularity Hotel and Sky Spa or the Parkfront Hotel.
Exactly those, yeah. Maximum convenience, especially if you want to hit the park early or stay late. The downside is you're a bit removed from central Osaka nightlife or other sightseeing.
So the alternative is staying more centrally.
Right. Pick a hotel in an area like Namba or Umeda in central Osaka. Something like Kandeo Hotels Osaka Namba, perhaps. You get more of the city vibe, easier access to restaurants, shopping, other attractions, and the commute to USJ via train is still pretty straightforward, as we said.
So it's a trade-off between park proximity and city access.
Pretty much. Depends on your overall trip plan.
Okay. Almost there. Before we wrap up, let's cover some of those little practical tips, the things that can make or break a smooth day, you know.
Definitely. First, a really important one. Ticket resale is a big no-no. Strictly prohibited. Always buy from official sources or authorized partners. Don't get scammed.
Good warning. What about finding out showtimes on the day?
Easiest way is to grab the Today's Events leaflet when you enter, usually near guest services. Or even better, check the official USJ website or download their app. It has real-time schedules.
App sounds useful. Tax-free shopping.
Yep, available in pretty much all the shops inside the park for eligible international visitors. Just make sure you have your passport with you to show at the dedicated tax-free counter.
Oh, need the passport. Got it. Anything else? Medical, kids' tickets.
Yeah, first day stations are clearly marked on the map if you need anything. Child tickets are for ages 4 through 11. Kids under 4 get in free.
Good to know for families.
And one last tip. If you are planning to explore more of Osaka beyond just the park, look into the Osaka Amazing Pass. It gives you unlimited subway rides for a day or two, plus free entry to loads of attractions. Osaka Castle, museums, river cruises, that sort of thing can be amazing value.
That sounds like a great deal if you're spending a few days in the city.
Definitely worth checking out.
And finally, staying connected. Sharing those amazing photos, navigating the park, maybe any recommendations for phone data or Wi-Fi.
Yeah, crucial these days. Mobile is a popular option for SIM cards or eSIM specifically for tourists. They often have good English support and sometimes offer free worldwide shipping before your trip.
Okay. Mobile. Any others?
For portable Wi-Fi, like a pocket Wi-Fi device you can rent, Ninja Wi-Fi is very highly regarded. Reliable, good speeds. Having data makes using the park app for wait times or maps so much easier.
Absolutely. These little details really do help ensure you can navigate easily and, make everyone back home jealous with your photos in real time.
Exactly. It all adds up.
So boiling it all down,
Mm.
what does this all mean for your trip, for the listener planning their visit to Universal Studios Japan?
It really means that bit of homework, that planning up front, it pays off hugely. It lets you walk in feeling prepared, not overwhelmed.
Yeah, transforms it from potentially stressful to genuinely exciting.
Right. You're stepping into these incredibly detailed, fun worlds. A little planning just helps you enjoy them to the absolute max.
Well, we really hope this deep dive has given you a clear roadmap, some solid strategies for an absolutely incredible visit to Universal Studios Japan.
Hope it was helpful.
And remember, for that complete guide we mentioned, the one packed with all the booking links, the detailed info, all the stuff we talked about, and more, just head over to the link in the description.
Everything you need is right there.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Real Japan Podcast.
Thanks for listening.
And hey, we genuinely love to hear your thoughts. Got questions about USJ we didn't cover? Planning a trip, feel free to reach out. Or, if you found this useful, maybe share it with a friend who's also dreaming of that Japan adventure.
Yeah, spread the word.
Until next time, happy travels. And may all your queues be short, or ideally, express pass smooth.
Happy travels.